All right, so getting ready for a milk heat treatment process operator interview, huh? Must be exciting. It's a pretty cool field, and we're here to help you totally nail that interview. We've got a bunch of RoleCatcher resources to dive into career guides, interview tips, and even some insights on how their AI can help you stand out.
Yeah, it's a field that really needs you to have both the technical know-how and a real passion for quality. Think of it as kind of like being a guardian for all those like dairy products that we all know and love, making sure they're safe and delicious.
Okay, so let's just jump right into some of those common interview questions that you might run into. RoleCatcher flagged this one as like a classic. Can you explain the milk heat treatment process? It might seem basic, but how can you make your answer really stand out?
I think it's about painting a picture for them. Like, imagine you're giving them a tour of the processing plant. Walk them through each stage you've got receiving the raw milk, and then pasteurization, homogenization, and even packaging. And explain the why behind each step. So why is precise temperature control so crucial during pasteurization? What's the purpose of those homogenizers?
So it's not just like reciting facts, it's more about showing them you understand the significance of each step.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to get a little technical, mention specific equipment and how it contributes to the process.
Okay.
For example, you could say something like the plate heat exchanger is essential for pasteurization because it allows for that rapid heating and cooling, which ensures efficient bacteria elimination while also preserving the milk's flavor and nutritional value.
That's a great tip. Now, another question that RoleCatcher highlighted is, how do you ensure the milk heat treatment process is carried out effectively? What do you think they're really looking for here?
I think they want to see that you're like a champion for quality, someone who's really meticulous and detail-oriented. Talk about your approach to monitoring, checking, and double checking everything. Mention you're familiar with quality control procedures like HACCP.
So it's about showing them your commitment to those high standards. What kind of specific examples would really impress them?
Let's say you noticed a slight temperature fluctuation in one of the heating units during a previous role. You could explain how you investigated the issue, identified a potential sensor malfunction, and then, took corrective action to prevent any compromise to the product quality.
That's a great example of showing initiative and problem-solving skills. RoleCatcher's career guide also emphasizes building a portfolio to showcase your experience. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, it's a fantastic way to stand out. Think about any projects where you improved processes, maybe implemented some new technologies, or achieved some outstanding results in terms of quality or efficiency.
Okay, so speaking of problem solving, here's another question RoleCatcher flagged. How do you troubleshoot problems that arise during the milk heat treatment process? What's the best way to approach this one?
I would say think about a specific situation where you faced a challenge. Maybe a piece of equipment malfunctioned, or there is an unexpected variation in the raw milk supply. Use the STAR method to structure your response. Describe the situation, the task you had to accomplish, the action you took, and the result you achieved.
Ah, the STAR method.
Yeah.
It's a classic for a reason. It
Yeah,
really helps you tell a compelling story while highlighting your skills.
precisely. And choose an example that showcases your technical expertise and your ability to think critically under pressure. Let's say you had to deal with a sudden pressure drop in the homogenization system. You could explain how you analyzed the system, identified a blockage in a specific valve, and then implemented a temporary bypass solution while you were waiting for a replacement part.
That's a great example of quick thinking and technical know-how.
Hmm.
Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about a question that focuses on equipment. How do you maintain and clean milk heat treatment equipment? What are they getting at with that one?
This question is all about showing that you understand hygiene and safety protocols, which are super crucial in this industry. Go into detail about the steps involved, regular inspections, lubrication, and specific cleaning procedures for each piece of equipment.
So it's about showing that you're not afraid to roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty, but you do it with precision and care.
Exactly. And you can highlight your knowledge of industry-specific cleaning agents and sanitation methods. For instance, you could mention CIP or clean-in-place systems and how they ensure thorough cleaning without the need for complete disassembly.
It's amazing how much technology goes into ensuring the safety and quality of our milk, right?
Absolutely. And this attention to detail is what sets apart a skilled milk heat treatment process operator.
Now I want to touch on something that can give you a real edge in your preparation. RoleCatcher's AI.
Oh, yeah.
They can analyze job descriptions and suggest tweaks to your CV and cover letter to make sure you're hitting all the right keywords.
It's like having a personalized career coach right in your pocket. Imagine you're applying for a specific role that emphasizes experience with automated control systems. RoleCatcher's AI can analyze the job description and highlight relevant keywords like PLC programming or SCADA systems.
That's incredible. So you're not just guessing what the employer wants, you're getting data-driven insights to tailor your application.
Right. And it can even help you refine your interview answers by analyzing common questions for similar roles and then providing feedback on your responses.
That's a game changer for anyone prepping for an interview. Let's dive into some more of those common questions in the next part.
Okay, so let's move on to a question that kind of digs a bit deeper into like the regulatory side of things.
Yeah.
How do you ensure that milk heat treatment procedures comply with safety regulations?
ICE regulations, yeah.
Yeah.
The backbone of ensuring consumer trust and product integrity.
Exactly. And it's crucial to like show them that you're not just aware of these regulations, but that you really understand their purpose and like how to implement them in your daily work. So for example, in the US, the Pasteurized Milk Ordinance, or PMO, sets that gold standard for milk safety. You could mention how you like meticulously follow its guidelines for pasteurization temperatures, holding times, and equipment sanitation.
Okay, so it's not just name-dropping regulations. It's about showcasing your practical knowledge and commitment to compliance.
Right. You talk about how you regularly calibrate thermometers, maintain detailed sanitation logs, and, conduct routine quality checks just to make sure that everything aligns with those regulatory standards.
That's a great way to highlight your meticulous approach. And speaking of broader perspectives, how would you approach a question like, how do you ensure that milk heat treatment procedures are environmentally sustainable?
Ooh, that's a fantastic question, and it's one that's becoming increasingly important in the food industry. I think this is your chance to demonstrate your awareness of sustainability practices and how you can contribute to a more eco-friendly operation.
Yeah, it's about thinking beyond just the immediate task, right? Like considering the long-term impact of your work.
Absolutely. You could discuss ways to minimize energy consumption, like optimizing equipment run times or maybe suggesting upgrades to more energy-efficient models. You could also talk about reducing water usage by implementing water-saving cleaning techniques or exploring closed-loop water systems.
And if the company you're interviewing with has specific sustainability initiatives, definitely tie your answers back to those. It shows you've done your research and are genuinely invested in their values.
Speaking of company values, let's not forget about the bottom line. How do you ensure that milk heat treatment procedures are cost-effective? Is a question that's designed to gauge your understanding of operational efficiency.
Yeah, it's about showing that you can be both a quality champion and a cost-conscious team player.
Exactly. You want to highlight your ability to think strategically and identify ways to streamline processes, reduce waste, and maximize resource utilization. For example, you can talk about how you've implemented preventive maintenance schedules to reduce downtime and those costly repairs.
Or maybe you've identified and eliminated a source of product waste, which directly contributes to cost savings.
Those are great examples. It's all about demonstrating your commitment to continuous improvement and finding ways to do things better, smarter, and more efficiently.
Now, RoleCatcher's AI can also be a valuable tool when it comes to understanding and responding to this type of question.
Oh, yeah, that's right. By analyzing job descriptions and industry trends, RoleCatcher's AI can help you identify which aspects of cost effectiveness are most relevant to the specific role you're applying for. It might highlight keywords like lean manufacturing, process optimization, or waste reduction, which gives you valuable insights into what the employer's looking for.
It's like having a secret weapon to decode the hidden language of job descriptions and tailor your answers accordingly.
Precisely. Now let's dive into a question that really allows you to showcase your problem-solving prowess. Can you describe a time when you had to troubleshoot a problem during the milk heat treatment process?
This is where you get to tell a story, right? Bring your experience to life.
Exactly. And remember the STAR method we talked about earlier. It's the perfect framework for this type of behavioral interview question. So let's say you were working the night shift and all of a sudden the pasteurization temperature starts fluctuating erratically. That's your situation.
Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat. What happened next?
Your task was to quickly identify the problem and stabilize the process to prevent any product loss or safety issues. You could then describe the actions you took. Maybe you checked the temperature sensors, inspected the heating elements, and analyzed the control system logs.
Sounds like some serious detective work.
It often is. And finally, you'd share the result. Perhaps you discovered a faulty valve that was causing those temperature fluctuations. You replaced the valve, recalibrated the system, and documented the incident to prevent, future occurrences.
That's a fantastic example of how to structure a compelling and informative answer. It highlights your technical skills, problem-solving abilities, and attention to detail.
And don't forget to emphasize what you learned from the experience. Maybe it reinforced the importance of like regular equipment inspections or highlighted the need for a more robust backup system.
Yeah, it's all about demonstrating that you're constantly learning and growing as a professional.
Now, before we wrap up this part, let's tackle one more crucial question. How do you ensure that the milk heat treatment process meets quality standards?
Hmm. This feels like the heart of the job, right? Like bringing everything together.
It absolutely is. This question is about showcasing your comprehensive understanding of quality control principles and your unwavering commitment to producing a safe, delicious, and consistent product.
It's about being that quality champion we talked about earlier, someone who lives and breathes those high standards.
Precisely. You want to paint a picture of your meticulous approach to quality checks. Talk about how you meticulously monitor temperature and time parameters during each stage of the process. Mention your expertise in conducting sensory evaluations, like checking for off flavors or inconsistencies in texture.
Wow, it's amazing how much goes into ensuring that every carton of milk meets those quality standards.
It truly is a multifaceted process. And don't forget to mention the importance of accurate record keeping. Explain how you meticulously document every step, from equipment calibration to batch testing results, ensuring, complete traceability and compliance.
Okay, before we move on to the final part of our deep dive, I want to touch on something that can really enhance your interview performance. RoleCatcher's AI-powered feedback system.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It's a fantastic tool for refining your delivery and ensuring you're making the best possible impression. Imagine you've practiced your answer to a question like, describe your experience with different types of pasteurization equipment.
Okay.
That's a question that really calls for specific details and technical expertise.
You got it. Now you can record your response using RoleCatcher's platform, and their AI will analyze your answer and provide feedback on things like clarity, conciseness, and the use of relevant keywords.
So it's like having a virtual interview coach giving you personalized insights to help you shine.
Exactly. It can even detect those subtle cues in your tone of voice and body language and suggest ways to improve your overall presentation.
That's incredible. It's like having a secret weapon to help you conquer those interview nerves and deliver a truly memorable performance. Now let's move on to the final part of our deep dive and explore some closing thoughts on your journey to becoming a milk heat treatment process operator. Okay, so we've covered so much in this deep dive, everything from the technical parts of milk heat treatment to the strategies for nailing those interview questions. It's been pretty fascinating, right?
Yeah, it really is amazing how much goes into producing just one carton of milk. The science, the technology, and the dedication.
For sure. It's a field that often goes unnoticed, but it's so vital in ensuring that the food that millions of people rely on is safe and high quality.
Yeah. And for anyone thinking about a career as a milk heat treatment process operator, it offers a really unique mix of hands-on work with technical challenges, and you get the satisfaction of knowing that you're contributing to something that's really essential.
And talking about career paths, RoleCatcher's Career Guide has some great advice on navigating this industry.
Oh, yeah, for sure. One of the things they emphasize is continuous learning. The dairy industry is always changing, with new technologies and regulations popping up all the time.
So how can you stay ahead of the curve and show that you're committed to professional growth?
There are a few ways. Joining professional organizations like the International Dairy Foods Association can give you access to industry publications, conferences, and networking opportunities.
It's a great way to stay updated on the latest trends and connect with other professionals in the field, for sure.
And pursuing certifications can show off your expertise and your commitment to quality. For instance, the Certified Dairy Processing Professional credential is really well respected within the industry.
Those are great tips. It's about showcasing your passion for the field and dedication to staying at the forefront of your profession. Now, before we wrap things up, I want to touch on one last question that you might get in your interview. What are your salary expectations?
Right. This is where research is super important. Websites like Glassdoor and Salary.com can give you an idea of average salaries for milk heat treatment process operators in your area.
So it's about having a realistic understanding of the market value for your skills and experience.
Exactly. And be prepared to discuss your salary expectations in a confident and formed way. Remember, it's a negotiation, so aim for a compensation package that reflects your worth.
Great advice. Okay, as we're wrapping up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a final thought. We've talked a lot about the technical skills and knowledge you need to succeed as a milk heat treatment process operator. But just as important are those soft skills, those personal qualities that can really make you stand out in this role.
You're totally right. Things like communication, teamwork, problem solving, and adaptability are super important in a fast-paced and sometimes demanding processing environment.
So as you're getting ready for your interview, remember to highlight those soft skills, showcase your passion for the industry, and let your personality come through.
And don't forget about all the awesome resources RoleCatcher offers, like their AI-powered tools and insightful career guidance. They can be your secret weapons in landing that dream job.
We really hope this deep dive has given you the knowledge and the confidence to rock that interview. Remember, you've got this. Your passion for dairy and your willingness to learn are already huge assets.
And as you're starting out on this exciting career path, always remember to embrace continuous learning, stay curious, and never stop trying to be the best you can be. The future of the dairy industry is in your hands. Good luck.
Good luck.